across here, that's Doc's lab right there. Ed Ricketts and Steinbeck were very close friends. Books have been written about this because Ricketts had a really serious influence on Steinbeck's thinking. And so Doc is a huge player in Cannery Row. He also has an influence on the Grapes of Wrath. But this was where his lab was. And you see it's a nondescript kind of place. And Steinbeck helped Ricketts. Ricketts was a great marine biologist and he wrote a textbook which is still used, but he was not a good businessman. And so Steinbeck helped him financially. He invested in the lab. The lab, what Ricketts did was collect marine species and send them to colleges and libraries and schools for dissection and so on. And Steinbeck was fascinated by all this. And it was Steinbeck and Ricketts who went on the famous Sea of Cortez tour. So this has been restored and it's one of the great places in Monterey. It's more or less the way they left it. Inside it's just what you'd expect. There are posters on the wall. There are old 1940s style lamps and other furniture. Down around the back, it meets the bay, Monterey Bay, but also here you can see the holding pens where he kept live specimens. So this is why Ricketts was here, that there's so much life in these tide pools. And Ricketts would go out and collect. He knew exactly when the tides were right for all of this, and then he would bring buckets of these specimens back. Ricketts was able to find everything. And if you and I went down there, we'd maybe bump into something, but he knew exactly what rock to open up to get an octopus. He knew how to identify everything. He knew when they were in season and when they weren't. And so that's why he was a great species collector, a biological collector. Ricketts was killed in a terrible train accident with his car just up the road. He was on his way and he got smacked by the train and killed, and Steinbeck was in New York, so he didn't get here in time to say goodbye, and it crushed him because Ricketts was so important to Steinbeck in every possible way. So of all the friendships of Steinbeck's life, there were a number of good friends, but probably his best friend ever was Ed Ricketts.